ice, ice, ice in the veins. ENBL. Ice in the veins, ice in the veins. Ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to opening night of the European North Basketball League's brand new season. The ENBL is back bigger and better than ever, featuring a record 27 teams from 16 different countries and a fresh new format that promises more action, more drama, and more unforgettable nights of international basketball. Tonight we tip things off with a fascinating game in Kapfenberg, Austria, where the Bristol Flyers return for their third consecutive ENBL campaign, determined to build on their growing reputation on the European stage. Standing in their way tonight are the 7-time Austrian champions, the Kapfenberg Bulls, a side storied in European history, but are making their ENBL debut tonight in front of their home fans at the Sporthal Wolfersam. It all begins right here as the Kapfenberg Bulls take on the Bristol Flyers to launch Season 5 of the European North Basketball League. Well, a very good evening. Welcome to you at home, wherever you're watching from around the globe. We're very happy to have you with us. My name's Joel Osborne. I'm very pleased to be joined once again by former Bristol Flyers captain Gareth Till. And Gareth, this one promises to be a very exciting matchup.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, European basketball back again, third time as you mentioned, Joel. Another interesting matchup, a new team to visit in Europe. But yeah, really dynamic team, the Bulls. So Bristol Flyers coming off that great victory on the weekend, really putting themselves to the test tonight in European competition.
And this is Bristol's third straight ENBL campaign. How do you feel that they've grown as a club since their debut, and what are the next steps for them this season?
Yeah, certainly, from the first season, Joel, we didn't really know what to expect. Going over to Bulgaria, we didn't know what the standard was going to be like. I think the English, the British teams have done a great job. Newcastle had a great season last year, coming sort of second. Last year, Bristol's had some really tough competition, but still ended up fifth in their group. So I think this competition is there to win and to go all the way there as well. There's nothing to be afraid of. I think Bristol Flyers, it looks like their group may be slightly easier than last season as well. So they'll be looking to target this competition and see how far they can go, and certainly have their eyes on the prize.
Yeah, well, the Flyers, they reached the ENBL playoffs in their debut season, and then last year they started 0-4 on the season before winning their last 4 group stage games to finish just outside the playoffs. Important for them to not let the season slip too far away from them so early on. We all saw what happened last year. Yeah,
but you can look at those fixtures, though, incredibly tough competition coming to SGS and Bristol last season. And the likes of Bratislava, Bambo Basket, some really top quality competitions, and it was the lesser teams away that Bristol Flyers really able to pick up those W's and end in that 5th position and give themselves a bit of a shot trying to reach that playoff. But this season, as I said, I feel the group, it's there for the taking. I think there's some good competition there, but perhaps not as strong as last year, so they've got every chance.
Well, the Bulls are being introduced to the home fans here in Kapfenberg, Austria. As for them, they are no strangers to European competition over the years. They've had several appearances in the FIBA Europe Cup and the Adria Cup. They competed in the ULEB Cup in the early 2000s, and if you go back to the 90s, they formerly played in the Korak Cup as well. How important is that for this franchise, this program, to have that experience in European competition already coming into the ENBL?
Yeah, it's good to have that experience, Job. What we've seen in a lot of these European teams, and obviously domestic teams as well, the turnover in players as well, so they have that history, but every season you're introducing new players, new systems, new coaches. So as an organisation, the history is there, but you never quite know what you're going to get when you get your players on the floor and how they're going to perform. It's a new look. They haven't started their season yet as well, so good competition for them early on to see how they're going to fit and gel. And obviously the Bristol Flyers had their opening game at the weekend.
Of course, Flyers coming out on top against Sheffield Sharks in their opening game of the SLB regular season in the United Kingdom on Friday night. Kapfenberg, they get their domestic season underway on Saturday, but tonight it is European action for them as they get set to make their European North Basketball League debut. Well, let's talk you through tonight's team news, starting with the visiting Bristol Flyers. They are at full strength following their opening night win over the Sheffield Sharks in Super League basketball. Of course, newly named club captain Owen McCormack really has been the man in form for Coach Kapoulis' side right now.
Yeah, superb choice as a captain, leading from the front, and what an all-round performance it was, Joel. Played some outstanding team basketball, and me looking on, I just love the way they played. They shared the ball, the amount of assists they have. Coach Kapoulis, I love that, really is Flyers basketball, and really containing a dangerous Sheffield Sharks. And a lot was said about the Sheffield Sharks underperforming, and I don't think enough credit was given to the Bristol Flyers of how well they played that great team basketball. And it's really exciting because they got a lot of potential. There's a lot of room to grow, and Coach Kapoulis so far put a really great roster together. But tonight's a different test, European competition, good bonding experience for the players as well, coming back domestically. So yeah, good experience for tonight against a good team. And
just 2 players retained from the Bristol Flyers squad we saw in the European North Basketball League last season. So a lot of players getting their first taste of European basketball tonight.
Yeah, and that's obviously a big pool as well to get players into Bristol as well. That fact that we play European competition, to be exposed to different leagues, different teams, it really is a big draw, and they'll be loving that, particularly so early on in the season. I said sometimes being away, having those bonding experience, sharing rooms with teammates, just getting to know each other a bit better, it really does help that process. And these guys look like they're smart, intelligent players, and they'll really enjoy this experience, and I think it'll help bond them more in the upcoming domestic league as well.
As we talk through the roster for the Kapfenberg Bulls tonight, they are playing their first competitive game of the season this evening. Their Austrian Superliga campaign gets underway this weekend. One to watch for them for Kapfenberg include Andrew Jones. He's back for his second season with the Bulls, averaging 17 points per game in the Austrian Superliga last season. Of course, 6'10" centre Andre Screen also set to make his Bulls debut tonight after officially being announced by the club over the weekend. And also look out for veteran Serbian forward Nemanja Krstic, entering his 6th season with the Bulls. He is a big who can stretch the floor with his shooting ability. He averaged 10 points per game for Kapfenberg last season. Of course, it's season number 21 for Coach Kapoulis as head coach of the Bristol Flyers. He's seen his club rise from NBL Division 3 all the way into the top flight over his time with the club, and now he embarks on season number 21, his 3rd in European competition as well. It has been some story for him as Bristol Flyers head coach.
Yeah, the story keeps continuing. Season 21, and I can remember all those 21 years ago as well. I just can't believe how time has passed, but yeah, and how the club's developed. We talked about this endlessly last season, but yeah, now into the 21st season and feeling comfortable in this competition, just showing the growth of the club and the team, and still lots of potential as well. New stadium coming up in a couple of years' time. It really is a good place to be for Bristol and basketball in the city.
Well, as both teams get set to take the court, let's talk you through today's starting lineup, starting with the host, the Kapfenberg Bulls. Vitaly Zotov, Tay Fields, alongside Quinton Green, David Voch, and Nemanja Krstic as the starting 5. As for the Bristol Flyers, no real changes to the 5 that were able to defeat Sheffield Sharks in their season opener on Friday. Joe Anderson alongside Will Yoakum and Cam Holden making his European debut tonight. Zach Anderson alongside Owen McCormack as the stretch 5. Of course, Owen McCormack coming in off that 15-point performance in their opening night win at home to Sheffield. Well, the Bulls are no stranger to playing against British opposition. They did compete against the London Lions back when they were playing in the FIBA Europe Cup. And now they are taking on the Bristol Flyers in their ENBL debut. Well, the opening tip is won by the Flyers, and it's Will Yoakum going coast to coast for the game's first field goal.
Perfect start for Bristol Flyers. McCormack winning the tip. Yoakum, tough kind of finish in traffic, but able to get that one to go. And that's a great start for the visitors.
Of course, Yoakum very impressive through the preseason. Oh my goodness, what a finish. Just about squeaked through there in the end as Bulls get their first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, I thought the referee called an and one there, but just the two. Yeah, straight response there from the Bulls. And here comes Anderson.
Joe Anderson on the wing for three is short in the end. The offensive rebound is chased down by Joachim. Two players wrapped up with the ball in their hands, so it'll be a jump ball with the possession arrow pointing towards Kapfenberg.
It looks like the score there. Actually, Bristol Flyers got that early 2 points yet to be added onto the score there.
Score is in fact 2 points apiece. Zotov. Guarded by Anderson. Here comes the ball screen. Looking inside for Fields. Kicked out. Here comes a three ball on the way. No luck that time. Rebound ends up in the hands of Cam Holden. Here he is looking to push. Holden all the way to the bucket. Draws the foul. And Gareth, we didn't see too much offensive firepower from Cam Holden in that win over Sheffield on Friday, but he was certainly able to impact winning in a bunch of different ways out there on the court.
Yeah, he certainly was. And I think when you're scouting Bristol Flyers, you're going to look at Cam Holden. He's going to be the first name you're going to check and how he plays, his tendencies, and just right there demonstrate exactly what Cam Holden's about. Really good, going downhill, driving to the basket, finishing, drawing that contact. Maybe teams that aren't used to him, he'll have a little bit more freedom tonight to try and attack the basket. But yeah, defensively, grabbing rebounds, making passes. You know, Cam Holden's just such a great addition to this Flyers team. Just needs to find his way on the scoring, but he wasn't forcing things, he was letting it come to him. And maybe tonight we'll see, you know, Cam Holden a little bit more freedom to get in and around the basket.
Here's Zotov, picks up his dribble, finds Tay Fields. Up against Joachim now, looking to back down inside. Fields fakes it, puts it up. He's short. Good defense by the Flyers, and the rebound ends up with Joe Anderson. McCormack sets the screen. Anderson, McCormack's left open. Great pass inside to Zach Anderson, and he is fouled for a trip to the free throw line.
And that's a really well executed play there. Joel knew exactly what they were doing. McCormack sending that pick and pop, and then looking for Anderson cutting into the middle there. Found himself a bit of room, got the contact, and now he'll go to the line for a pair.
And that's one thing about the makeup of this Bristol Flyers team this season. They've got a lot more shooters out there on the court. It really creates so much more space inside, and you saw it right there on that possession. Yeah,
and it's just the understanding, I think, as a collective, as a team, that you're willing to make that extra pass, that, you know, if you're making a good cut to the basket, that you will receive the basketball rather than, you know, maybe just jacking it or going one-on-one to the basket. If everyone buys into that way of playing, and so far it looks like they are, you know, we're in for some really interesting, exciting team basketball from the Flyers.
Oh, it's stolen away by Joe Anderson. Nice pass into Will Joachim with the two-handed flush.
He enjoyed that one, gave himself a clap, but Joachim can fly. And he's on the break there, got the pass, throws it home.
We've seen it from the first couple of pre-season games so far with the Flyers, and in the first game of the regular season. He really is an athlete. I mean, you just saw it on that possession. It's deceptively so as well.
It is. It's yeah, something you wouldn't, coming in, kind of expect that athleticism, but yeah, unbelievable play. You know, just look at his highlights, Joe, before he signed for the Flyers, or the package you put, and my goodness, there's some highlights on there. We've been treated some highlights already. And it's so early in the season as well. There's been plenty to come over the year.
Zotov fires up for three. Ball bobbles in and out. Fields with the offensive rebound. Fakes it once and twice and puts it in on the third occasion.
And that's something that the Bulls are good at. They will look to be aggressive and crash the boards.
Anderson swings to Cam Holden. Holden going downhill to the bucket, floats it up, and once again able to earn himself a trip to the free throw line. And we spoke about the shooting ability of this Flyers team. There's a number of players that can also create for themselves off the dribble, the likes of Cam Holden as well.
Yeah, and you just saw there, Joel, there was no help coming. He was able to go one-on-one against a defender. It's so difficult. Just such that long stride. He's got a really good handle. 6'6", but able to put the ball on the floor, good movement, and just very difficult to guard when he gets out for a little change of speed and direction, and he just knows how to draw that contact. And of course, this is where it counts, so going to the free throw line and making those shots.
Cam Holden, of course, one of the biggest moves in Super League basketball in the UK over the summer. One of the big reasons why he wanted to join the Bristol Flyers was the opportunity to prove himself on the European stage. And so far, making an early impact in this one. Here's Jones. Ball into Kirstic. Off the back iron, no good. Last touched by the Flyers as Anderson knocks it out of bounds for a Bulls ball. Kirstic fires up, no good. Rebound for Holden. It's his third rebound of the game. Here's Owen McCormack for three, knocks it down. And Gareth just picking up where he left off on Friday.
Yeah, he's in such good rhythm right now, McCormack. He said he's playing that 5 spot, but playing that sort of 5-out role there, really stretching the Bulls' defense, and he can knock shots down for fun at the moment. Owen McCormack really enjoying getting the ball in his hands, getting a good look, and knocks another one down.
It's not much different than what we saw from Owen McCormack last season in terms of, you know, being named club captain. It just seems like it's really boosted his confidence.
Yeah, exactly. We saw him play some really important games, but other games he would sort of go, it was just trying to find his way into the system, you know, maybe playing this more team-orientated basketball. It's kind of more his style, sharing the ball, getting open for those looks. And yeah, he's just finding himself in acres of space and able to knock down the shots. Good cut there from Joachim.
Joachim off the glass and in. Timeout from Kapfenberg because Bristol Flyers have opened up a big lead here early on. They lead 13 points to 4. And Gareth, what a start it's been for Bristol Flyers in this one.
Yeah, and it's just so good to watch.
Well, welcome back to Kapfenberg, Austria, where the Bristol Flyers have raced out to an early lead in their ENBL season opener. And Gareth, just before the break, we were talking about the hot start from Bristol Flyers. They're getting it done on both ends so far.
Yeah, exactly. Restricting the host just to 4 points and playing some lovely team basketball. You know, scoring from all angles, 3-pointers on the break, good cuts into the middle of the paint, looking for the open man. It's a really good balance of scoring and the ball being shared really nicely between the players. And now it looks like Bristol Flyers looking to put a bit of pressure on. Looks like a 1-2-2 or a 1-2-1-1 press, just to see what the Bulls can do out of this bit of added pressure.
They get it up over the halfway line in the end. Here's Zotov, guarded by Anderson. Now looking for Jones. Jones finds it inside to screen. And his first shot of the game is an air ball. And Flyers can push the other way.
Yeah, nervous start there from the big man. Is he around 7 feet, something like that on paper, around that height?
Holden takes the screen. Cam Holden to the basket, count it, and one. And he will get a line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, Joel, as well. He just felt on the weekend there when he wasn't sort of he was struggling a little bit to score those points. And now this is his game, just sees the lane just opening up, using his body again, make the contact and finish the play as well. And this is suiting Cam Holden, and that will get his confidence going offensively, but it doesn't feel like it will affect him too much. Of the weekend, as said Joel, he played a big part in that game without scoring, but I think everyone likes to score, get involved, put some points on the board.
Well, he's got 7 first quarter points to his name already after scoring just 2 on Friday. Zotov. Looking inside. Kristic going to work on Zach Anderson. Nice pass inside to Screen. Gets fouled. The shot clock expires, but the foul will be called just before the shot clock went off. So that will send Screen to the line to shoot a pair of free throws.
Yeah, Brody in for the Flyers, just to match up against that height. But yeah, just got a little bit lost there, Brody, on the defensive end. Able to find a little backdoor pass.
Andre Screen at the line, of course, 6 foot 10 inches tall. Rookie season and a Butler, making his Bulls debut tonight. He was only announced by the team over the weekend. Spent the first 3 years of his college career with Bucknell before transferring to Butler. Averaged just shy of 8 points, 5 rebounds a game last season. And he gets his first points of this one.
Yeah, he's a physical big man. He does like to run up and down, rim to rim, set some big screens.
Here's Zach Anderson. Yoakum. Foul called away from the ball. It's going to be called on Andre Jones for holding. There's a big battle inside between him and Cam Holden.
Talking of big screens, Joel, on the weekend, Brody absolutely nailing Prentice Nixon. My goodness me.
He's a big lad, isn't he?
He's a big lad. Not to call that screen out as well. My goodness.
It's hard to tell when you're watching on telly, but when you watch this Flyers team up in the flesh, they really are a big team this season. Very lengthy, long, athletic players as well.
Yeah, Brody is a unit for sure, and you would not like to be screen blind with him sort of at the half court there, just running straight into it.
Flyers on top by 10 as we just trickle past the midway point in this first quarter. Here's Andre Screen backing down on Brody. Count it, and the foul. And Screen will gut the line for a bonus.
It's a tough matchup. Screen getting about his work early after that air ball to start the game off for him. But yeah, it seems to be settled down quite nicely now, and it's another trip to the line for him.
Well, that's one way to introduce yourself to the fans in Kapfenberg. Of course, he's making his debut here this evening. Promising signs for the Bulls fans early on from him. Unable to convert on the three-point play, though. The rebound's gathered in by Holden. Zach Anderson finds Will Yoakum. Here's Cam Holden, top of the three-point line, to Zach Anderson. Baseline three. Oh, my goodness. Zach Anderson splashes it from the corner.
And the interesting, Joe, when he caught the ball as well, he had to kind of shuffle his hands out. He didn't kind of catch it cleanly, and he had to adjust his hands and still managed to get that shot off quickly and hit nothing but net.
Zotov to the basket, can't get it to go. Rebound secured by Holden. Looking for a goaltend there, nothing given by the officials. And oh, it's blocked away by Andre Screen as Jonathan Brown was going to the basket. Good help side defense.
Yeah, really good awareness there from Screen, and those big wingspan there as well, just coming up, blocking that one away. And that is going to play on your mind offensively. You know, you're going to be aware of that presence inside, and it will just make you slightly adjust the way you attack the basket.
Milos Duglic has checked in for the Bristol Flyers. First taste of ENBL action for him. Holden on the inbounds. Finds Zach Anderson. Here's Brown. Back inside to Holden. Backing down. Hook shot, no good. Chasing down the offensive rebound, but it ends up in the hands of Andre Screen. Here's Jones. Jones driving middle all the way to the basket. Can't get it to go. Brody with the rebound. Holden out to Anderson in the corner. Oh my goodness, Brody on the follow. That would have been a highlight play if that one had gone in.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Brody flying in.
Incredible.
Flyers looking to pick up again, a bit higher up the court.
Here's Zotov, guarded by Brown.
The horn set there from the Bulls.
Big Screen comes from screen. Zotov to the bucket, off the glass and in. And that's far too easy for Kapfenberg that time.
Yeah, good space in the floor there. Set those two screens up high, and the guard able to use the screen, and lane just open up for him, able to put an easy layup away.
Oh, it's stolen away by Zotov to the basket. Oh, it's blocked by Brown. Good transition defense after turning it over at the half court.
Yeah, he recovered well, Joel. Disappointed to turn it over, but able to recover. Jumped up nice and high and straight, and able to get a hand on it to palm it away.
Kapfenberg are going to inbound from the baseline. Ball into Jones. Here's Quentin Green back to Jones on the wing. Guarded by Duglic. Jones to the bucket, into a double team. Nowhere to go. Nice far pass into screen. And he's fouled on his way to the basket. So another pair of free throws coming up for him. Foul's going to be called on Darnell Brody.
Finding it quite difficult, the Flyers, to deal with screen. He's getting himself into good positions, getting that contact. And looks like Brody's going to check out, and Delpesh coming in to see if he can do a better job defensively.
Well, that was Brody's second personal foul, so Coach Kapoulis, no choice really but to rest him until likely the midway point of the second. Screen no good on the first free throw. Chance for the Bulls to chip away at this Flyers lead. Second one is good for Screen. He now gets his tally up to 5 points in this first quarter. Here's Brown. Guarded by Zotov. Brown. Top to Delpesh. Here's Milos Duglic. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's called against McCormack, I believe. Away from the basket. And it'll be a turnover for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, just losing a little bit of that early rhythm that we saw this first sort of 4 minutes of the game. Bulls coming back into it. But still 8-point lead for the Flyers. 2 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Zotov brings it up over the half court. Screen rolling to the basket. It's stolen away by the Flyers. Duglic takes the bump. Count it, and the foul. And Milos Duglic, another three-point play for the Bristol Flyers as he gets his first points in the ENBL.
Yeah, strong finish from Duglic. Again, felt he was a little bit nervous on the weekend on Friday night there. Didn't quite kind of happen for him offensively. Maybe a little bit of nerves there. And we know what a player he is. You know, I thought really good in the pre-season games. I think he's going to be one to keep an eye on. I really feel that he can have such an important role on this Flyers team. Such a smart player, good skill set for a tall man. Can knock down shots, can handle the ball as well. I think there's plenty more to come from him, which is exciting as a Flyers, fan to see all these potential players. So much more growth to come.
A bonus free throw pushes Bristol back on top by double digits here. Green top to Jones. Jones into a double team, pulls up from the elbow. Ball bobbles in and out. Rebound falls to Milos Duglic. Marcus Delpesh with the screen, rolling to the basket. They left Owen McCormack open for three. Bulls got away with one there. It was a good look by the Flyers. Here's Jones now, brings it up over the timeline. Screen comes from Screen. Skip pass out to the corner. Green for three, no good that time. Jonathan Brown with the rebound. Duglic leaking out in transition. There's a bit of a quarterback pass, but ends up with him. Duglic fakes it inside, nowhere to go. And he'll get called for the travel.
Yeah, just got caught in the paint there, nowhere to go, sort of pivoting around. Sure helped on his way with a bit of physicality there by the defender, just help him take those steps.
Of course, Duglic spent 2 years playing in the Serbian top flight. Grew up playing in America, so sort of has that hybrid style of both, the European game and the American game. Will be interesting to see how that can translate into the European North Basketball League. Here's Christic, hands off to the guard. Now top to Jones. Jones guarded by McCormack this time. Settles for a three. Oh my goodness, knocks it down. And Andre Jones, his first points of this one.
Yeah, and we can see what a dynamic wing he is, and certainly got that 3-point in his locker there. Just a little step back. Quite liked that matchup against McCormack. Opted for the pull-up three.
There's a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. McCormack skips it, Anderson skips it to Landolfi even. He's able to draw the foul. And that'll send Flyers to the line with 4.7 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Now Pasquale Landolfi at the line. 5th season now for Coach Kapoulis and the Bristol Flyers. And Gareth, I've really felt with Landolfi's game, particularly the back end of last season, has really grown in confidence.
Yeah, again, it's about playing time as well. He'll feel that he's, rode the bench a little bit. He'll want to get in a piece of the action, but we know, given an open look at the basket, he's not afraid to shoot that basket, and that's great. To have that confidence to come in, he knows what his role is. He is an additional threat. But I guess that you mentioned earlier, Joel, there's so many threats to the perimeter now as well. Such a good shooting team we've seen so far.
3 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Jones to the bucket, reverse layup, no good, and that will do it. For the end of the first quarter, Bristol Flyers have raced out to an early lead. They lead 23 points to 14 away from home in their opening ENBL game of the season. And Gareth, it's been an impressive start for the Bristol Flyers away from home. What's impressed you the most about the way they've started this game?
Again, just picking up from Friday night, Joel, just the team basketball, the way they're scoring the basketball, 3-pointers, looking to get on the break, making good plays, simple plays, but effective plays, setting screens, and playing good defense as well, really restricting the home team, not really allow them to get any sort of rhythm. So offensively and defensively, Coach Kapoulis will be happy with what he's seen so far. Nothing obvious that he can I can see that he can change. He'll make a few sort of adjustments, but at the moment, playing really well. I suppose Screen has been, the kind of player that would be someone we need to kind of look at and how they play him defensively.
Well, quick reminder, coming up on Sunday, the Bristol Flyers are back in home action. Sunday, September 28th is a 3 p.m. tip-off at the SGS College Arena. You can get your tickets for that one right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. And then if you want to see the Flyers in European action next, it's Donna Groningen, the team from the Netherlands. They visit the Wise campus on Wednesday, October 8th in the Flyers ENBL home opener. Once again, you can get tickets for that one right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. Here's a look at some of the key plays from that first quarter of action. Cam Holden leads the way for the Bristol Flyers. 6 points, 5 rebounds as well, Gareth. Really got his fingerprints all over this game. Yeah,
exactly. As I said, just feels he got a bit more space to go one-on-one against his defender. Exactly what he likes to do, go downhill, use his body, angle his body, contort there, get there to get to the basket and finish. But it's a good all-round team performance. Joachim on 6, Zach Anderson 4, Holden 6, Owen on 3, Duglic on 3 as well. So it's a nice kind of spread of points, playing some good team basketball. As I said, just defensively, the one guy that's standing out for me is Screen. He looks like he can carry on doing some serious damage inside for the Bulls.
5 points to lead the way for the Bulls has Andre Screen. Anderson to the basket, can't get it to go. Rebound is secured by Fields. Zotov drives left, kicks it into Tay Fields, shifts in the air, what a finish! Fields off the glass for 2.
And good credit to Zotov as well, getting into the paint, able to find his player, his teammate with the drive, but really creating that space and that gap for him to drive into.
I think a technical foul was called in all of that against Coach Klim Artemanov on the sideline. So And McCormack will shoot the technical free throw. You can almost see it just at the side of your screen. Coach was really animated on the sideline after that field goal.
Yeah, referees clearly didn't like what was said. And McCormack knocks down the bonus one. And that gives Flyers 23 on the night against Bulls 16.
It'll be Bristol to inbound from the sideline. And the referee's just speaking with the table here. Of course, a new format for the ENBL this season. New clubs into the league as well. We are set to get back underway here. Here's Joe Anderson. Screen comes from Marcus Delpesh. Duglic. Inside to Holden. Holden guarded by Jones. Backing down inside. Holden with the hook shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound falls to Kapfenberg. Zotov. Jones, back top to Zotov. Screen comes from Kristic inside. Jones for three, back iron no good. Rebound tip, but only to the hands of Joe Anderson. McCormack, Anderson, corner three ball. No good that time, but again, good look from the Flyers.
Yeah, it was a well-worked shot, moving the ball around, making that extra pass. Anderson open in the corner, not able to get that one to go, but it was a good look.
Zotov on the wing, inside to Tay Fields, backing down on Cam Holden and gets it to go. And Kapfenberg slowly chipping away at this Bristol Flyers lead.
Yeah, that was a good play there for Fields, getting Cam Holden down low in the block. It was a tough finish, strong finish. As you said, Joel, the Bulls slowly getting back into this game. Flyers offense.
Ball comes off the foot, so shot clock will be reset to 14 seconds. Will Joachim re-enters the game. Milos Duglic takes a seat. McCormack to inbound. Oh, ends up turning it over. And that was a careless turnover from the Bristol Flyers on the inbound. They're lucky not to give it any points in transition there as the ball trickled out of play.
Yeah, it was a careless pass. Just giving Bulls more of an opportunity to get back into this game. Try and look after that ball as best you can, but yeah, just off the inbounds pass, just a bit loose.
Here's Zotov. Screen comes from Fields. Fields has it once again inside, and Tay Fields having his way with the Bristol Flyers in this second quarter.
Yeah, really attacking the basket, getting good position, using his strength to get to the basket.
Well, apologies for the loss of feed for a moment there. We are back with you. 28-20 is the score. Andre Jones with a mid-range two, can't get it to go. Last touch by the Flyers though, so the Bulls will inbound from the baseline. Ball into Jones. Jones coming off the screen. Here is Andre's screen. Backing down. So blocking foul is called against Owen McCormack. And it's always one of the hardest calls to make, isn't it, in basketball? See the frustration from McCormack.
Yeah, I think just tracking back a little bit. I think screen just probably had a little bit of a gap there, and McCormack did the right thing. Certainly just slightly, timing was just slightly off there, but putting his body on the line, McCormack, and screen, picking up a foul on McCormack, will go to the line again.
Andre Screen has caused problems for the Bristol Flyers in this one so far. Got 5 points, 2 rebounds to his name. Tay Fields, the leading scorer for the hosts. 8 points to lead all scorers. Approaching the midway point now of this second quarter. Here is Joe Anderson, guarded by Fields. Anderson to the basket. Out to Zach Anderson. Holden fakes the three, puts it on the floor. It's called for a travel. You don't see that called very often.
Yeah, just saw Coach Kapoulis there agree with the referee there as well. He looked like he thought it was a good call. Yeah, both teams struggling a little bit offensively in this second quarter. Just 6 points to 5 in favour of the Bulls. So defensively, both teams have stepped up. Not finding much rhythm offensively.
Not loose by Yoakum. He just puts his foot on the sideline. So again, active hands by Bristol Flyers in the passing lanes, but unable to take full control of it. And Vitaly Zotov will inbound from the baseline. Here is Zotov. Pulls up for a triple. Off the back iron, no good. Screen with the offensive rebound. And a foul is called as both Zach Anderson and Cam Holden were reaching in.
And a screen, grabbing down the offensive board.
See a few words being exchanged there between Zach Anderson and Andre's screen. Tay Fields swings to Zotov. Screen comes up to set the screen. Oh, it's stolen away by Anderson, and there's a foul committed straight afterwards as well. Foul's called on Fields. It'll be a Bristol Flyers basketball.
Frustration from Fields. It's like he's checking out. Don't think he'll like that call much as well. He's having himself a game. When you're feeling it, you want to be out there playing, competing. Obviously, your coach there addressing that foul he just picked up.
Well, looking at my stats, that is Tay Fields' third personal foul. So that is not what you want to see as a head coach, as we still have just under 5 minutes to go until half-time.
Yeah, exactly. He's been a big player for Bulls, and having to sit him down.
Oh, Cam Holden to the basket over the outstretched arms of Screen. Can't get it to go, though. Here comes Zotov in transition to the basket. Count it, and the foul. And he'll go to the line to complete a three-point play.
Yeah, really impressed with the point guard, Zotov. Really pulling the strings, attacking the basket. Really impressed with his game.
Well, timeout's been called on the floor. Both teams looking to talk things through. Kapfenberg are slowly chipping away at this Bristol Flyers lead. 22 points to 28 is the score right now. The Flyers, they led by as many as 11 points in the first quarter, but the Bulls from Kapfenberg outscoring Bristol 8 points to 5 so far in this second quarter. And whatever coach said to them at the end of that first period certainly seems to be showing so far, Gareth, particularly on the defensive end.
Yeah, certainly getting back into the game, but if they've not had a competitive game, you know, it always maybe takes you a little while just to adjust to the competitiveness. But just looking at some stats, both teams really struggling from three, one of 6. The Bulls are 16%, Flyers 2 of 7, 28%. So kind of slight issues there, but good looks, you can argue. Bristol Flyers have some good looks, just not able to convert. 36% field goal percentage for the Bulls against the Bristol Flyers, 45%. So a little bit better in and around the basket, or overall shooting, 53 for 2 points. But yeah, the outside game not working for either team at the moment.
Flyers losing the rebound battle, 17-14 so far in this game as well. And as this game trickles on, you feel that could be a big component in which way this game will go.
Yeah, Bulls certainly, you know, noted for their rebounding and getting those second chance opportunities. And with Screen coming in, you said, Joel, this was his first competitive game. Certainly going to add some firepower on that rebounding stat. But it's actually Fields for the Bulls. He's got 4 boards. Holden's got 5 for the Flyers.
Here's Marcus Delpesh. Guarded by Screen, hands off with Will Yoakum. Ball just gets knocked out of his hands. Joe Anderson turns the corner, driving downhill. Joe Anderson, nice move, and able to finish it off the glass.
Yeah, so they're just scooping it up off the glass. Joel, not easy to do that, especially in traffic.
Well, that's Joe Anderson's first field goal of this one. Here's Zotov. Open for 3. Can't get it to go. Cam Holden with the rebound, looking to rip it down. And able to draw the foul as well. And that's one thing we saw with Cam Holden during his time with Cheshire over the last 2 years in Super League Basketball and the British Basketball League. Is he's got that ability to really get players in foul trouble, really becoming a focus point for the defense.
He's just really competitive player. You know, both ends of the floor. He just gives it all, and that's what I really like about Cam Holden last year as well. You know, defensively, I think there was a game against Cheshire.
Oh, nice pass. I beg your pardon
That's
there,
right.
Gareth, because Will
good
Yoakum
pass.
was cutting back door for the beautiful reverse layup, and Kapfenberg Bulls, no option but to call a timeout.
Yeah, good little spell there for the Flyers, putting some quick points together. But just talk about Holden last year when he didn't play against the Flyers, and they won that game when he didn't play. He just made such a difference to that team, and he just, yeah, super competitive player.
Welcome back to Kapfenberg, Austria, where the Bristol Flyers lead the Kapfenberg Bulls 32 points to 23 with just under 4 minutes to go until half-time. Will Yoakum leading the way for the Bristol Flyers, 8 points to his name so far, and it's quite a quiet 8 points as well. I mean, bar that big dunk he had in the first quarter, really quietly going about his business.
Yeah, he does, and that's certainly something I've noticed in the games I've seen him play. He makes those cuts to the basket, gets out on the fast break, you know, really putting that work in, doesn't force shots, lets things come to him, but really puts the effort in to get those scoring opportunities. You know, just makes easy plays, and his teammates are finding him. But yeah, Yoakum on 8, Holden on 8 as well.
Here's Zotov, swings, ends up back with him in the end. Andre Screen looking to go to work on Marcus Delpesh. Faces up, floats it in. And Flyers don't really have an answer for Andre Screen in this first half.
Yeah, when you talk about guys that tall, not being particularly agile, but Screen there, putting the ball on the floor, very good handles for that center, and putting the Bristol Flyers defense under enormous pressure.
Is Joe Anderson. Marcus Delpesh rolling to the basket, ends up with him. Nice dime by Anderson. And it results in a Bulls foul, so Marcus Delpesh will head to the line to shoot 2. course, Marcus Delpesh back in Bristol Flyers colours this season. He first joined the Flyers in 2018, back for his second spell with the club. Originally made 86 appearances between 2018 and 2021. Now making his ENBL debut this season after an impressive spell towards the back end of last season with Manchester Basketball, who of course are also playing in the ENBL this season. Zotov brings it up over the timeline, guided by Anderson.
4 assists to Zotov. Mentioned him pulling the strings, really finding his teammates, leading all assist leader.
Foul called away from the ball. It's going to be called on Marcus Delpesh. And again, it's Andre Screen able to draw that contact, and with Bristol Flyers in the penalty, I believe, that will send the big man to the line to shoot 2. Well, Screen is good on the first. 8 points, 3 rebounds to his name so far. He was only announced over the weekend for the Kapfenberg Bulls. Able to knock down the second, and was making his debut here in Kapfenberg tonight. Very impressed from him so far. Will Yoakum picks up his dribble. Delpesh has it on the wing. Hands off with Joe Anderson. Joe Anderson pulls up for a 3. Off the back iron, no good. Cam Holden with the long rebound. Anderson again for 3. This time is good. And if at first, Gareth.
Yep. And Holden grabbing that offensive board. And Anderson with the confidence, missed the first one. Not missing the second one. Had the confidence to shoot it. Knocked down that 3.
Oh, another foul's called away from the ball, this time on Yoakum, I believe. And you look at the 3-point field goal percentages from both teams. Kapfenberg 14% from 3, Flyers 33% from 3. And that was a welcome triple from Anderson there before the Flyers committed the foul at the other end. Well, first one is good. As Green knocks down his first points of the game.
And that rebound gives Holden 7 boards for the game.
He's really got his fingerprints all over this one, hasn't he? 8.7 rebounds. And still 2 minutes to go until half-time. Here's Marcus Delpesh. Holden fighting for position inside. Ball goes top to Anderson. Screen comes from Zach Anderson. Joe Anderson turns the corner all the way to the basket. They left him wide open there, and Anderson said, thank you very much.
Smooth from Anderson. Change of pace, just opened up nicely for him. Find that space. I do like that from Anderson, again showing the versatility of his game, knocking down that 3, then getting to the basket.
3-pointer on the way is good for Quinton Green. And once again, Kapfenberg just staying in touching distance of the Bristol Flyers. Anderson again, how about another one? And Joe Anderson, back-to-back 3s with a layup thrown in the middle. It is a Joe Anderson takeover at the back end of this first half. Just over a minute to go now until half-time. Green, ball in to Screen. Ball kicked out, 3-pointer on the wing is no good. Ball tipped out into the hands of Jones. Jones to the basket, he can't finish. 3 players fighting for the rebound for the Bulls, and they end up tipping it out of bounds.
Yeah, 3 guys going for the same ball there, and then one of them managed to tip it out. So, but again though, Joel, just that danger of Screen and their offensive rebound capabilities. But Joe Anderson leading all scorers now with 12.
Yeah, really taken over the game, the back end of this first half. Couple of back-to-back 3s, a nice open layup inside as well. He's got 2 assists, 2 rebounds. It's a real team effort from this Bristol Flyers team so far. They find themselves on top by 10. Under a minute to go till half-time. Here's Delpesh high off the glass, can't get it to go. Joachim fighting for the rebound is fouled. And that'll be team fouls for the Bulls as well. So Joachim will earn himself a trip to the line to shoot too.
You just feel Delpesh there really trying to attack screen, maybe trying to pick up a few fouls, because he really is causing a few problems. 9 points for him, 3 boards for screen, but just his presence in there really, you know, that last offense down for them. Anderson has to come and double team him, just creating that pass in the corner for an open teammate. So screen is now requiring a double team from the Bristol Flyers.
Joachim gets the friendly roll on the second. His tally up to 10 points now in the first half. Here's Vitaly Zotov. Oh, it's stolen away by the Flyers. And with the shot clock turned off, they will get one last possession here of this first half. 10 seconds to go in the second. Anderson, screen comes from Zach Anderson. Joe Anderson with the 3, no good, but the offensive foul will go against Zach Anderson. And it will be Kapfenberg who get one final possession.
Flyers been called a couple of times now for those offensive screens not being set. So I remember a few seasons ago they really clamped down on those screens, and it sort of dissipated after that. But maybe, I don't know if there's more eyes on screens again this season. That's a couple now. Bristol have been called for.
Under 4 seconds to go till half-time. Jones splits the defense, pulls up from the elbow, gets it to go. And the referees are going to have a look at this one, I think. But it looks like he got it off in time.
Do you know what, Joe? I was looking at the screen on Holden, just got floored at the halfway line, and it didn't look a particularly clean screen there. And I think that was what the conversation. So I didn't see the shot, Joel. Did it count?
The basket will go in. They're going to take a review of it, but we are going to take a break, as that will do it for the end of the first half. But do stay with us, because coming up at the half, we'll be taking a look at all the highlights from the Flyers' big win over Sheffield Sharks on SLB opening night. Of Super League basketball is going to be Owen McCormack and Jalen Deloach who get us underway. Oh, it's stolen away. Careless turn. Oh, it's blocked by William Lee. All about it inside. Back top to Joe Anderson. He settles for a 3 and splashes it. And Gareth, that's one thing about this Bristol Flyers team this season. They've got a lot of shooting talent out there.
Best of this team, this young team, going away to the...
As Holden feeds Anderson, top of the three-point line. Anderson into a double. Here's Zach Anderson on the wing for 3, and he splashes it. And you cannot give Zach Anderson that much room from deep.
No, Anderson's got very good.
2 minutes gone in this first quarter. Opening night in Super League basketball, season number 2, and number 2 for Sheffield. Prentice Nixon gets his tally off the mark.
Really loves the rims here. It's on some really good shooting performances last season, and again a key signing for Sheffield to bring him back.
Owen McCormack responds with a triple at the other end, and
last season it was very streaky, the shooting from Flyers behind 3, but
nice pass into William Lee off the glass and in.
Lovely finish from William Lee, swooping in there from the corner. Tidy finish. Not a lot of time to gel, but I think the intent there from Flyers was good, making those extra passes, looking to share the ball. That's a lovely pass.
Itino off the glass and in, and the assist by Deloach. 4-point lead for Bristol. Here's Holden, now Anderson. Into a double, fires up for 3, deep 3, another triple falls for Joe Anderson. It's
a hot start from Anderson in his debut SLB season.
Oh, it's blocked by McCormack, but a foul is called.
A favourite of most people this year, the London Lions, so that will be a true test for this team.
Here's Holden now. Brody. Anderson going back door. Great ball movement from the Flyers, and it results in a Zach Anderson 3.
75% from behind the arc, 3 of 4. Yeah, feeling right home here at the end. For some really good team basketball this season. Great ball movement.
Nice pass and jammed in by William Lee.
What a pass from Nixon. Lee. Hammer.
Yoakum for 3. Yoakum knocks down the 3. And the freezer falling. Duglic fakes the 3, puts it on the floor. Euro step high off the glass, can't get it to go. Brody recycles, but into the hands of Glasgow. Here's Kern to the basket. Nice pass to Ocharobia. The reverse layup off the glass.
This is Sheffield in transition.
Here's Duglic, who puts it on the floor, ends up turning it over. Nixon to the basket, off the glass. Oh my goodness! Nixon off the glass. William Lee with a two-handed jam.
Off the glass, William Lee trailing.
Showtime in Bristol. Beautiful dime and alley-oop off the glass. Incredible. Here's Brown at the other end. Off the back iron, no good. Sharks again can push. Nixon once again stomps on a dime for 3. Knocks it down. And Sheffield Sharks a quick 5-0 run in response. Lee with the two-handed flush. And then next possession down the floor. Nixon, we've seen him do that. Brown. Brody with the screen. Finds McCormack in the corner, and McCormack knocks it down, and once again the Flyers have been left open from deep. Here's Holden up to Duglic, now inside to Owen McCormack, backing down. Brody fires up for 3, splashes it. Darnell Brody. 0.6 on the game clock. Oh, nice pass in, it's blocked by Duglic, and that will do it. The first quarter of the 25-26 season. Brody looking for position inside. McCormack to the basket. Nice pass into Delpesh. Into the game for the first time. Duglic, lefty layup, gets it to go. He thought about it and got the drop. Brown with the rebound. McCormack. Yoakum going back door. Will Yoakum to the basket. Can't get it to go.
He can certainly fly as well. Saw a few glimpses of his athleticism last week.
Williams to the basket, beautiful move with a soft touch around the rim. Nice seal from Darnell Brody off the beautiful dime from McCormack.
Yeah, and that's just smart patience.
Look at the second half highlights in this one. It became a bit of a shooting fest in the Williams, guarded by McCormack. He likes this matchup, pulls up for 3. Oh my goodness! Dirk Williams, a step back 3. With the hand in the face by Owen McCormack.
Get that bit of space, that bit of distance, knocking down that difficult 3.
Williams, top to Lee. Back to Dirk Williams, guarded by Anderson this time. Williams driving baseline. Dirk Williams, what a move. And Coach Kapoulis looks to the table, a cool timeout.
And that's exactly what he's doing, that veteran there. Just able to get to the basket, hangs around.
Shot clock down to 10. Screen comes from Kern. Glasgow, guarded by Yoakum. Kern looking for position, he's got a mismatch. Ends up firing up, off balance 2 is good.
What a tough shot that was as well. Hand in place, Kern. Hanging around, able to get it to go. Tough shot.
Oh, it's blocked by Williams, and now Sharks can push the other way once again. Here's Kern. Glasgow on the wing for 3, splashes it. And momentum really is in Sharks' favour now.
It's Sheffield's turn right now. Yeah, putting together some great basketball, getting them back in this game.
Yoakum for 3. Not Anderson even, beg your pardon, knocks it down. Tasty matchup between these two teams. It's opening night in the SLB season number 2. Now here's Yoakum, fakes the 3, pulls up for a mid-range 2, knocks it down. As the game clock expires, a well-executed play by the Flyers to end the first half with a triple on the wing. And then Will Yoakum able to beat the buzzer with that mid-range 2. Stolen away by the Flyers, 2-on-1. Anderson stomps on a dime, pulls up for 3, splashes the 3. And that is the perfect way for the Flyers to start this third quarter. From the foul line so far in this game. McCormack open for three. McCormack splashes the three. And the threes keep falling of this season, and that is promising signs for Bristol Flyers fans.
Yeah, exactly. It's exciting.
Deloach backing down Delpech. No foul given by the officials as Deloach gets it to go off the glass. Brown to a double team. Hits it out to Duglic. Duglic going baseline, looking to dish off to Delpech. Nice pass, and Duglic with the finish. And Deloach is taking a knock there. Williams driving the baseline, knocked loose by Brown. Ball in the hands of Joachim. Duglic splits the defense, kicks it out. Joachim, baseline three. And that is a big dagger by Will Joachim. Long journey back to Sheffield if they can't figure out a way to go on a run here. To Lee on the court on the elbow. Dirk Williams for three, splashes it, and boy did they need that one to go in. Dirk Williams. Anderson, nice pass inside to Brody, kicked out to McCormack for three, and Owen McCormack drains it. Final moments of the third quarter. Joe Anderson. Blocked by Williams. Still time to get it up here. As Duglic does not get it off in time. Holden. Screen comes from Brody. Brody rolling to the basket. Nice pass. And Darnell Brody finish off the glass. Deloach. They're back down on Brody. Retino to the basket. Brody called for the foul. As Retino Nixon driving left, able to get the lefty layup off the glass. Is Holden backing down on Retino. Nice dime into McCormack, puts up for the mid-range two, and that is Cam Holden's 6th assist of the game. Oh, it's stolen by Holden, and here he goes coast to coast. Elevates for the two-handed flush. Just about squeaked in there for two. Nixon going downhill to the basket. Can't get it to go. Joachim with the rebound. Snatches it away. Holden. Anderson leaking out to the corner. Fires up a triple. Drains the triple. And Joe Anderson. Midway through the fourth. Nixon for three. Rattles around. Gets the drop. And that is the much-needed three. Driving to the basket, loses control of it. Delpech has it, has to go up. And it's stripped away by Sheffield. Williams, nice pass inside to Deloach. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike and one at home against Sheffield Sharks, and a fantastic performance as well. Certainly speaks volumes on the opening weekend.
Yeah, exactly. It just bodes very well for Flyers. You know, trip to Europe, I'm sure, is going to help bond the team even further.
Oh, nice pass. And Marcus Delpech with the flush.
Struggling to get any sort of momentum going.
4 players in double figures for the Flyers, led by Zach Anderson with 6.
Opening game of fixtures for the Sheffield Sharks.
Anderson can't get it to go. Delpech, oh my goodness, it's blocked by Lee.
Not many games have been over 80 points for either team, and I'm sure that both teams will be there, but they still might get there though. 78 now for the Flyers.
Ticking into the final minute of opening night. 3-pointer on the way is good by Sheffield, and they could have done with some of those earlier on, couldn't they? Shot clock is turned off here. Williams with the hesitation, pulls up for a mid-range two, able to knock it down. Joe Anderson will bring it up over the timeline for the final possession of this one. Pulls up for a mid-range two, can't get it to go, but that will do it. Bristol Flyers get their season off to a flyer.
Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. The vibe Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Of European North Basketball League opening night as the Flyers lead the Kapfenberg Bulls by 10 at half-time. But don't forget, you can next see the Flyers in action on Sunday when the Leicester Riders come to town. It is a 3 p.m. tip-off, and you can get your tickets right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. And of course, the Flyers are next in European action Wednesday, October 8th. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off as Donna Groningen from the Netherlands come and visit the SGS College Arena. And once again, tickets are flying for that one. So get your tickets right now over on the Bristol Flyers website. Well, it's been a tasty matchup so far between these two teams, and before the break, the officials were deliberating on whether the basket was good. It was in fact counted, so the score is 44 points to 34 in favour of the Bristol Flyers. And it will be the Bulls from Kapfenberg to get us back underway as the third quarter starts now. Zotov to the basket. Count it, and the foul. Gets the friendly bounce off the back iron. And Zotov will go to the line for a bonus.
Yeah, perfect start off the break. Getting that and one opportunity. Impressed with his game so far. Getting that important basket to start the second half with.
Now, Vitaly Zotov, now his 13th season as a pro. Really has been pulling the strings for the Bulls in this one so far. Here is Zach Anderson. Hands off with Joe Anderson. Screen comes from McCormack. Ends up with him. Joachim going back door and catch and finish off the glass for two.
Again, Joel, just a really well executed play. Knew exactly what they wanted to do. Joachim catching the ball and able to adjust in the air and finish with the two. It's a good response.
Joachim now the game's leading scorer with 14 points as Zotov at the other end misses the three. The rebound gathered in by Fields. And it will be a turnover for the Bulls. Will just slip through the hands there of Quinton Green. Here's Joe Anderson. Holden fighting for position, ends up with him. It's going to be a foul called on Zotov. And that's one thing that Cam Holden does so well. And he can play point guard, he can post up inside. It's been a key theme around the makeup of this Bristol Flyers team, having versatile players.
Yeah, exactly. And Zotov guarding Holden. Completely sort of mismatched there and trying to get around, being physical. But the referee calling for the foul.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul as well. It's going to be called against number 22, Nemanja Kirstik. So that will send Owen McCormack to the line. They'll get possession as well. I couldn't quite see it in real time. But Owen McCormack finds himself at the charity stripe. Of course, Owen McCormack, the man in form right now for Coach Kapoulis' side. New Flyers club captain this year after the departure of Leslie Smith and Raf Thomas Edwards. Able to knock down both free throws, and after the unsportsmanlike as well, the Flyers will get possession. Zach Anderson inside to Cam Holden. Skip pass, McCormack on the wing for three, no good. Rebound into the hands of Fields. Fields driving baseline all the way, can't get it to go. Joachim with the board. Flyers have numbers if they're quick enough. Ball into, oh, it's blocked away. Incredible by Jones.
Yeah, he felt sure that was a 2-point play there. Jones able to come across. Good defense from him. I did like the way Flyers were out on the break.
Zotov, skip pass. Here is Jones once again from the elbow this time, no good. McCormack with the board. Joe Anderson hesitates. Joe Anderson to the basket, out to Holden. Extra pass to McCormack. Good ball movement from the Flyers. Yoakum for three, knocks it down.
Lovely.
Incredible ball movement from the Bristol Flyers. Real team basketball out there, and it results in a Will Yoakum triple. And this is not a good sign for the Bulls, as player is down here. Quentin Green, I believe.
Yeah, Joel, just going back to that offense. Incredible ball movement. I think Anderson looked to pass, looked to do a shot fake, looked to pass, able to get it to the corner, and then capped it off with that three-point shot in the corner.
Oh, Green is helped to his feet. Looks like he rolled an ankle perhaps in there. And that is not a good sign for Kapfenberg Bulls fans, as he's helped back to the bench. It's a 14-point lead for the Bristol Flyers, their biggest lead of the game so far. Just 2 minutes gone in this third quarter. Flyers are on a 7-3 run. Jones. Zotov on the wing. Back top to Jones. Here comes the pass to Kirstic. To the basket. He's short. Offensive rebound by Fields. Nowhere to go. It's knocked loose by Zach Anderson. And it will stay for a Kapfenberg Bull.
Yeah, credit to Omar Korbach there. Good defense from him. Stay big, straight up. Teammates giving high fives there. They appreciate the work he did under the basket there defensively.
Zotov, guarded by Joe Anderson. Zotov, hesitation. Puts it up, he's short. Offensive, oh, it's blocked by Anderson. Flyers off to the races. Holden, ball into Yoakum. Pushing the back, but count it, and one. And Will Yoakum will take the bonus free throw.
Not lucky not to get an unsportsmanlike there as well. Looked like a clear shove in the back there as Yoakum again just cuts through the basket so well. Really has that energy, Joel, on those fast breaks. On that fast break, pushing himself, getting those good positions. And the recipient of a nice pass and able to put that two away. And I wonder if they're talking about...
Well, they obviously can look back at the video review in European North Basketball League. Back to Kapfenberg, Austria, where just before the break the officials were deliberating, I believe, over whether to upgrade that to an unsportsmanlike foul. Timeout was called on the floor. But you mentioned just before the break, Will Yoakum now up to 17 points for Bristol Flyers, quietly going about his business. He's the game's leading scorer, and just particularly away from the basketball, moving without the ball, able to get most of his points tonight.
Exactly, and you know, I just really love that style of basketball as well, where you don't have to sort of dribble the ball, you can just make those cuts as long as your teammates are finding you, and that effort you're putting in without the ball, making good screens, going to the basket, cutting through, seeing the space that's available. And you just see that he's getting those passes and able to finish, and that's where he's getting his points from. Nothing fancy, just a lot of hard work, a lot of guile, a lot of effort. And obviously his athleticism certainly helps him as well. So quick.
Ball into Fields, kicks it out to Jones. He drives baseline, floats it up with the left hand, no good. Rebound falls to McCormack. Here's Cam Holden, nice pass to feed. Will Yoakum with a two-handed flush. And Bristol are running riot right now in Kapfenberg, Austria.
What a play. That was what a pass. I think it was Cam Holden with the assist. But Joachim again putting the effort in, getting on the fast break. And boy, he likes getting on the fast break when he can finish like that. It's exciting stuff.
You feel momentum truly in Bristol's favour right now. 3-pointer goes up. Oh my goodness, what a triple in response. They needed that, the Kapfenberg Bulls. I felt this game was slowly starting to trickle away from them.
Yeah, 12 points to 3 in this third quarter. Bristol Flyers offense. It's just securing the balls, looking to run.
20 points now for Will Joachim to lead the way for the Flyers. Gets it done efficiently as well. I mean, look at his field goal percentage. 8 for 9 from the field. He's 1 for 1 from downtown. He's 7 for 8 from 2. Zotov kicks it out to Fields. Fields backing down on Jonathan Brown. Kicks it out to Screen for 3. It's a rare miss by him. You don't see him shooting a 3 too often.
Yeah, and as a defender, you're quite happy to see him shoot those threes because in and around the basket, very mobile, big physical presence. You're happy him taking those shots.
Anderson, top of the three-point line, knocks it down off the beautiful dime from Cam Holden. What a pass that was by Cam Holden as well. That little hook pass, we've seen it do it in Super League basketball time and time again. And Cam Holden's passing ability, probably one of the most underrated elements of his game. He's incredible passer for his size.
Yeah, just really aware of his game and his teammates' game as well, and that is a sign of a good player. I don't know how many of those passes to Joachim we've seen from Holden, just rewarding the player, getting out in the break, finding him. I think it was a little bounce pass into him there on the break, and taking a well-earned break. Cam Holden.
8.7 rebounds, 7 assists as well, so early triple-double watch here potentially. Zotov dishes it off to Screen. Ball last touched by the Flyers, say the referee. 19-point lead for Coach Kapoulis' side on the road in their opening game of their third season in the European North Basketball League. Oh, Flyers caught napping on defense as Tay Fields able to get it to go.
Yeah, smart play from Fields, just bumped his defender out the way, snuck in behind, able to get that easy look at the basket. Smart play from him.
Here's Zach Anderson into Duglic. Duglic backing down on Zotov, gets his hands on it. And good defense by him, able to knock it off the hands of Duglic, and it'll go back to the Bulls.
Yeah, Duglic did a lot of the hard work there, got the seal, just needed a drop step. Hands came in though, able to knock it loose.
Zotov. Fields. Screen comes with the screen. Fields to the basket, draws the foul. And we saw it in the first half, Gareth. Tay Fields, when he was in the game, able to get trips to the foul line. Obviously got in that early foul trouble, picking up those 3 fouls in the first half, but now back in for the back end of the third, continuing to make an impact on this game.
Yeah, he's going to have to. Joe said certainly the game got a lot closer when he was involved, then had picked up his third foul, had to take a seat for long minutes. But you feel if you're Bristol Flyers, you try and look to target him a little bit, try and get him out of the game, put him under a bit of pressure on defense. Yeah, him and Screen working well together.
Now, Tay Fields, rookie season out of the University of North Alabama, able to convert at the line. I couldn't quite see what the call was there.
Something on the floor. I think one of the Bulls players saw something come on the floor. So health and safety, just to mop up.
Flyers are inbound once again from the baseline. Anderson to inbound.
Fields 12 points for the Bulls. Screen with 9.
Anderson brings it up over the timeline. Kicks it out to Zach Anderson. Here's Darnell Brody for 3. Off the glass and in! And Darnell Brody, a guy who shot 9% in Mexico over the summer. He's hit 2 threes so far for the Bristol Flyers for a perfect 100%. I don't think you meant to call bank on that one.
No, I'm not going to comment on that one. But,
hey, if it's,
it went in.
3 points is 3
3
points.
points is 3 points. You take it.
His screen at the other end, can't get the finish. Second chance opportunity, no good. Here's a third chance opportunity. And Brody with the rebound. Brown spins, is blocked by Fields. Here comes Zotov the other way. Zotov guarded by Brown, who commits the foul. And that'll be the Flyers' 4th team foul in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Zotov, smart play from him. Just held the ball up, hesitated, and able to read the contact coming in. Looks like Cam Holden's going to come back in for the Bristol Flyers.
Joe Anderson's the one to make way for him.
So jobby good to see a nice triple-double early on in the season as well. And
oh, it's stolen away. Careless turnover by the Bulls. Holden spins. Nice pass. Oh, it just trickles away from Milos Duglic. He had the right idea there, though. .7 rebounds, 7 assists on the game so far for Cam Holden. Still 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Three-pointer, no good. Fields chases down the long rebound. New 14 for Kapfenberg. Skip pass. Kirstich with the extra pass, and the three-pointer is good. Here's Milos Duglic at the other end.
13 offensive boards for the Bulls.
Brody, skip pass. Zach Anderson. He puts it on the floor, guarded by Jones. Anderson looking for a pass in there. It's well intercepted by Kapfenberg, but new 14 seconds. Comes off the foot. Important stretch here for both of these teams. You feel that whichever team can go on a run here, and these last just over 2.5 minutes or so of the 3rd could really determine how this game will play out. Brown swings to McCormack. Holden has it inside. Skip pass out to Duglic. Takes a bump. Pulls it back out for 3. Off the back iron, no good. Fields with the rebound. Fields guarded by Brown. Fields slips, but just about regains composure. Turn around. Here comes a 3-ball. Another 3-ball drops. And back-to-back threes for Kapfenberg. Cuts it down to a 12-point game.
Yeah, really rallied back well in this 3rd quarter. Flyers off to a hot start. But now
Brown to the basket. Jonathan Brown with the one-handed jam. And that's one way to respond to the Kapfenberg run. Oh, nice pass inside. Screen is fouled by Brody. And Andre Screen will have another trip to the free throw line.
Just having a quick look on Brody. Picking up quite a few fouls now, so interesting if Coach Kapoulis keeps him in there. But yeah, really rallying back well in this 3rd quarter. Flies off to that hot start.
Well, I've got it down as Brody's 4th personal foul now, so 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. You expect him to take a seat, and there you see Marcus Delpesh back into the game. Andre Screen, 9 points, 4 rebounds to his name on his Bristol Flyers debut. Here, the small pocket of Bristol Flyers fans that have travelled all the way to Kapfenberg, Austria, as Screen shoots his free throws. No good on the 2nd. They gather the offensive rebound, though. Here's Fields, he's wide open for three, and Tay Fields to the basket with the one-handed jam.
Yeah, Coach Kapoulis is furious, calling a timeout to talk this through. The Bulls have put a good run together at the right time for them. Still a long way to go in this game. Coach Kapoulis feeling the need to talk things through.
Bristol Flyers, they led this one by as many as 19 points in the third quarter, but welcome back to Kapfenberg, Austria, where just before the break, the Kapfenberg Bulls went on a run. Tay Fields with a one-handed jam. Coach Kapoulis calling a timeout just to talk things through. Gareth, you feel like they can't afford to take their foot off the gas here.
No, Bulls have put a nice little run together. Flies off again, giving themselves a bit of a cushion, but Bulls have rallied back. Still just up by one, so for the quarter, 20 points to Bulls, 19 to the Flyers, so still maintaining the majority of that lead. Still just under a minute to go in this third quarter. It's still a good performance so far overall from the Bristol Flyers. Just need to manage this run. Coach Kapoulis timeout, just trying to stifle that bit of momentum that the Bulls have put together.
Important run here for both of these teams. Just over a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Holden looking to go to work, fakes it, puts it up and in, and cool as you like, Cam Holden running a bit of point guard out there.
Yeah, all the way, there comes that jump stop, just went underneath, tidy finish.
Tay Fields to the basket, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound falls to the hands of the Bulls. Second chance opportunity, no good, and Delpesh cleans it up this time.
Yeah, Fields having himself a game as well. 14 points, 8 rebounds. He looks like he's on for a double-double.
Brown. Foul is called against Voch. And lead is 13 points. Voch heads to the bench. Oh no, he comes back out on the court. Flyers to inbound from the sideline here. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Holding on to a 13-point lead away from home in their opening game of the ENBL season. Nice pass into Joachim. Extra pass to Delpesh with the one-handed hammer.
Nasty dunk from Delpesh. Joachim creating that bit of space. Got the double team. Delpesh trailing through. Hammers it home.
And that's one thing he was known for during his time with the Flyers. Is a three at the other end, no good by the Bulls. Flyers can push. Brown into Delpesh. How about another? And this time he just floats it up and in for two. Couple of back-to-back scores for Marcus Delpesh. Jones. Ball into screen. Nice position he has in the end. And strong position inside, able to get that 2 points to go.
So hard to stop that.
Yeah.
6'10", 6'11", just got himself really underneath the basket, and really not an awful lot you can do in that situation. Just try not to foul, make it as difficult as you can.
Jonathan Brown for three is short, and that will do it for the end of the third quarter. Bristol Flyers led by as many as 19 points, and Gareth, they went on that little mini run towards the back end of the third quarter, courtesy of a pair of back-to-back scores from Marcus Delpesh.
Yeah, great to watch as well. Lovely fast break, just giving it the ball early. You just saw Joachim looking to go baseline, just put it back into Delpesh, who was trailing straight down the middle. It was a thunderous dunk home as well, wasn't it? And then on the fast break again, just leaking out, able to put that two away. Had the vision there. I think it was Joachim again, maybe on the outlet, giving him the ball underneath the basket for that two.
Well, Will Joachim now up to 20 points to lead the way for the Flyers. He's 8 for 9 from the field. He's got 2 rebounds as well to his name. Joe Anderson, 12 points, 3 rebounds. Welcome back to Kapfenberg, Austria, where the Bristol Flyers lead the hometown Bulls 70 points to 55 at the end of 3. I was just running through the leading scorers. Joe Anderson, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists to his name. But Cam Holden, 10 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Really on for a triple-double watch here going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, very much you see there that fast break play from Joachim, getting out on the break.
And Tay Fields at the other end, really picking up where he left off in the first half. 14 points, 8 rebounds to lead the way. And then there's Marcus Delpesh doing Marcus Delpesh things.
It's good to see. Love to see that back in the Flyers uniform. But interesting stat, Joel. Really, Flyers turning around their three-point fortunes. Now 43% from behind the arc, 7 to 16.
Cam Holden into a double team, able to, oh no, it's going to be a travel. A couple of players collided into him, but officials said he just shuffled his feet beforehand. Now we had Flyers turnover to start the 4th. Zotov. Here comes a 3-pointer from the corner, is good. And the perfect way for Kapfenberg to start the 4th.
Yeah, improving on their fortunes from behind the arc as well. Now they're 33% Bulls, so they're beginning to make a few shots, and another travel called.
Back-to-back turnovers by the Flyers to start the 4th period. Zotov. Chris Stick inside. Knocked loose by Holden. And it will stay for a Kapfenberg ball.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier on Cam Holden. 1 minute he's marking or guarding the point guard, then he's on the 5. He really is that versatile. Pick up any spot on the floor.
Ball into Jones. He's guarded by Cam Holden. Pulls up for a 3 off the front iron, no good. Rebound ends up in the hands of Joachim. It's his 3rd of the game. Delpesh hands off with Holden. Now top to Joe Anderson. Delpesh comes up to set the screen. Joe Anderson skips to Cam Holden. Delpesh has position inside. It's a wild shot from Marcus Delpesh. Anderson gets up, Jones gets fouled even by Holden, who took a knock there, just ended up on the floor.
Yeah, looks like he took a hand in the face there as the ball player went past.
It'll be Bulls to inbound from the sideline. 8.5 minutes to go in this one.
It looks like Coach Kapoulis has gone to his starting 5.
Zotov. Jones. Screen comes from screen. 3-pointer on the wing. Another 3. Ball drops. And Kapfenberg, a couple of back-to-back 3s, cut it down to a 10-point game.
Yeah, they're certainly putting the pressure back on the Bristol Flyers to make some plays on offense now, knocking down those 3-pointers. So it really felt like they're picking up that percentage in the second half.
Zach Anderson, top of the 3-point line. Ball into Will Joachim, fakes it. No foul called. Will Joachim with an offensive rebound, a block by screen. You can feel the physicality picking up over the last couple of possessions or so. It's going to be Cam Holden to inbound from the baseline. Ball into Joachim, and Bulls caught napping on defense. 22 points now for Joachim.
Yeah, nice basket there. Simple inbounds play. But that just breaks up the Bulls run.
Zotov, high hedge from McCormack.
Looks like a travel.
Travel is the call. And it will go back to the Bristol Flyers. Seen quite a few travels called in this one. An important stretch coming up for both of these teams now with 7.5 minutes or so to go. Can Bristol get their first win of the ENBL season, or can Kapfenberg come out on top in their ENBL debut? McCormack. Joachim. Holden has it inside. Backing down on Jones. Cam Holden to the basket. Turnaround hook is no good. Ball just slips out of Zach Anderson's hands, but into the hands of Joe Anderson. And the rebound is secured by Kapfenberg. They got numbers in transition. Jones to the bucket. Lefty layup rolls in and out. And it thought about it and just bobbled out.
Important. Kind of missed that, I think, from the Bristol Flyers. Ball's just creeping back into this game.
Anderson, guarded by Jones. Screen comes from McCormack. Anderson turns the corner. Joe Anderson glides to the basket. The soft layup around the rim. Kisses it off the glass. Timeout Kapfenberg.
Yeah, and I'm sure Bulls won't be happy on that defensive last play there for them. Anderson able to just beat his man, get to the basket. No help whatsoever. Just glides in, swoops in for two. And Bulls calling a timeout.
Welcome back to our ENBL coverage out in Kapfenberg, Austria. The Bulls are slowly knocking on the door against the Bristol Flyers, but Gareth, it seems like everything that Kapfenberg tried to do to come back against the Flyers, Bristol has a response for.
Yeah, Flyers have had an answer so far. Still plenty of time, Joel. Just under 7 minutes to go. But Bristol Flyers managing this comeback from Bulls nicely. A big play from Joachim just off the inbound pass. Need to get that 2 to go. And that's the thing, they're not relying on any particular score. There's different options. They're very versatile. They can look for different ways to score the basketball. Bulls coming in off of a timeout. They are shooting well at the moment. Have got a bit of form behind the arc in the last few plays.
Three-pointer up for Kristik, no good. Rebound secured by Joachim. That's his 5th of the game. Joe Anderson, now McCormack. Two Lipscomb boys hand off with each other, and Joe Anderson, how about another triple? 17 points now for the Flyers. Three-pointer is good in response. And Kapfenberg say this game's not done yet.
Yeah, rightly so, in the home gym.
Oh, Anderson splits the defense, and a defensive breakdown by the Bulls results in a Joe Anderson layup.
Yeah, he just looks so comfortable out there. He's such a good ball handler. Go either way, just see the gap opening up.
Mid-range 2 is good by Kristik. Oh, Cam Holden throws it down with 2 hands. And again, Kapfenberg caught napping. Here's Jones.
So Anderson now on 19 points personal.
Kristik to the baseline drive, able to draw the contact. Gareth, I'm going to have to start asking you to think about your game MVP at some point. We could go to a couple of players out there if the score stays as it is with the Flyers on top right now.
Again, it's going to be a difficult choice, like it was at the weekend, and that's great position. It's good to be in that there's so many players contributing. to the Flyers, hopefully victory, but Anderson, 19 points for him, Holden 12, Joachim 22 points, so efficient around the basket, 81% field goal, 100% from the three-pointer, 100% from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. I mean, performance from him.
Krustic able to make the second. Foul is called as Anderson brings it up over the halfway line. We approach the midway point now, this fourth quarter. Here's Joe Anderson. Holden. Top to Anderson, splits the defense. Holden on the corner. Nice pass out to Joachim, and ball just slips through his legs.
Just see the frustration there from Holden. That was a bad pass. But good patience though from the Flyers. They could have attacked the basket early. They brought it back out, take some time off the game clock.
Zotov out to Krustic. Travel is the call. And Bristol Flyers edging ever closer to what would be a big win on the road if they can hold on to this one.
Of course, good preparation for a really difficult game on Friday night, Joel, in the capital. Backed London Lions, backed as many pundits' favourites for the title this year.
Of course, Flyers travel to London on Friday. They take on the London Lions in the British Super League basketball. And on Sunday, they return home. They take on the Leicester Riders as well. So a busy week for Bristol, starting tonight here in Austria. Well, they've left Zotov wide open for three. Can't punish them from downtown. And Brody gathers in the rebound. Joe Anderson. Deep three ball by Joe Anderson. Oh my goodness. ISO Joe knocks it down.
And he's got to be in contention for MVP as well. Really come alive in this second half.
Wow, what an incredible shot by Anderson.
Deep three. But when you're feeling it, Joe, we just saw him sort of in those corner three-point shots coming off the dribble. And then way downtown, got that to go as well.
Anderson now 4 for 8 from downtown. Also has 5 rebounds to his name, a couple of assists. 22 points, he's the game's joint leading scorer alongside Will Joachim. He has 22 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist as well. And if Bristol can hold on here, Gareth, out in Austria, this will be a great way to start their 3rd season in Europe.
And just the confidence is going to build as well, going on the road, going to Austria. You know, team, only recently just think this team's been together less than 3 weeks, Joel, and they're putting in some great team basketball already. And you do feel there's more to come as well. And it's an exciting group of players, and you just hope everything stays healthy, and we've been in treats for some really good basketball this season. A very competitive team for the Flyers.
Well, they won their first 2 pre-season games. They had Reading Rockets at home, then they travelled to Newcastle, picking up wins, and then comfortably beating Sheffield on opening night. You felt that this game would be an even tougher test, and they passed it so far with flying colours as an offensive foul is called away from the basket. Just over 4 minutes to go in this one. Flyers on top by 16 points.
I think the game clock, the game clock was from 9 minutes. There's that back down to 4 minutes.
Here's Cam Holden. Now Brody. Zach Anderson going baseline. And the foul. And Zach Anderson will go to the line for a 3-point play.
And they've run that kind of play continuously, haven't they? Just seeing that backdoor cut, getting the pass. Seems working really well for the Bristol Flyers. Bulls not really had an answer to that. Spreading the floor really well. No real opportunity to double team or to come across and help defensively.
Zach Anderson, of course, rookie season out of George Mason. Showing what he can do from the perimeter, but today really showing what he can do both off the dribble and moving without the basketball as well. It's a great game from him so far tonight.
Travel again.
Another travel's called. We'll go back to the Bristol Flyers. Chance for them to push it out to a 20-point game if they can score on this possession. Anderson. Brody hands off with Joe Anderson. Brody rolling to the basket. Anderson, nice pass inside. Brody looking to kick it out. In good position inside there, Darnell Brody.
Yeah, I see that a couple of times on Friday as well. Gets in those good positions. Like to see him go up, maybe put a bit of pressure on the defender. On screen underneath the basket, looking for that corner three. Unselfish play sometimes, and you get in those positions. Just go up and attack the basket.
Ball lobbed into Brody. Brody fading away is short. As the shot clock was winding down. Ball's out in transition. Here's Fields. Three-pointer on the way by Jones. Off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound by Fields. Jones cutting back door. It's ripped away by Yoakum. Cam Holden looking for Yoakum. Pulls it back out. Now Zach Anderson. Flyers looking to eat up some more of this game clock.
Yeah, good patience, controlling the game. Out on the break, nothing there. Bring it back out. Another travel call.
A lot of travel calls today in this one. There will be balls from the sideline. As for Kapfenberg, they get their Austrian Superliga campaign underway on Saturday. Tonight's the first competitive game for them this season. Zotov inside, looking for screen. Ends up back with him. Zotov at the top of the three-point line now. Shot clock down to 8. Zotov drives middle, rolls around and gets the drop. Cuts it down to a 16-point game. Here's Darnell Brody. Be a player by the point guard now. Brody looking for Yoakum backdoor, just couldn't quite get his hands on it. And how many times have we seen that, Gareth? The backdoor pass has been on. Just the execution sometimes has been a little bit off on that pass, but been very impressed with the way that Flyers have moved, particularly without the basketball here tonight. Zotov. Ball into Fields. Now corner three ball, no good. Fields on the follow. He can't convert on the second chance opportunity. And Will Yoakum with another rebound, his 7th now of the game.
Like a bit of a tired foul there. Bulls player.
Well, Cam Holden is just 1 assist and 3 rebounds shy of a triple-double on his European debut. It's going to be Joe Anderson to inbound from the sideline. Finds Zach Anderson, back to Joe. McCormack sets the screen, rolls to the basket. Shot clock down to 6. Anderson fading away. No good on the mid-range too. Anderson is down. There's a foul committed by Zach Anderson. There's Joe Anderson just off the left of your screen in that last possession, went down. He is on the floor here. The Flyers medical team quickly seeing to him there, and that's not a good sign, Gareth, particularly with the way how Joe Anderson's been playing so well in this game, for him to go down right at the end there.
Yeah, and that's kind of the danger, isn't it, when you play additional games? You can be subject to obviously that potential for injuries, but he's such an important piece of this Flyers team, and you just hope it's he can walk it off, and it's good to see him walking. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be him done for the night. And what a performance from him. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, steal and a block to his name.
Really got it done all over the court out there tonight. Well, it's a 16-point game with 1.5 minutes to go in this one. Flyers edging closer to a first European win of the season. Zotov now finds Christic. Here's back to Zotov, guarded by Anderson this time. A step back three is short. There's Fields who cleans it up on the offensive glass. He is down to 14 points. Brown. Oh, nice pass into Cam Holden with the two-handed flush. Zotov driving left to the basket. Holden with the block. Will be a foul called. Gareth, this will be an impressive victory for Bristol Flyers. Just under a minute to go. It is a deep hole for the Bulls to climb out of. You feel that Flyers will walk away with their first European win of the season here.
Yeah, and just continues that momentum, Joel. 88 points on the road in European competition. Coach Kapoulis will be delighted over the season. Sometimes points struggling to get above that sort of 80-point mark, but 88 points coming from across the board. And it's been a good, solid performance, and still plenty to come. Bristol Flyers just controlling the game now.
Here's Holden. Hands off with Zach Anderson. Anderson with a step back two, knocks it down. And that is a difficult shot, fading away from the basket. Flyers now break the 90-point barrier. Zotov. Here comes a triple from Jones. Can't get it to go. Another three ball on the way. This time is good. And Jones knocks it down from 3. Cuts it down to 12. Here's Brown looking to wind this one down. And that will do it. Bristol Flyers picking up their opening win of the season in Europe. They have defeated the 7-time Austrian champions, the Kapfenberg Bulls, on opening night of the new ENBL season. And Gareth, what a game it was, really. Flyers, they led wire to wire. Kapfenberg, they didn't take a lead throughout the game. A very professional performance in the end.
Yeah, fantastic performance on the road in Austria. And really, yeah, they really did control the game. Little bits and pieces in between. A screen, really important for the Bulls, but yeah, really professional performance and great team basketball. As I keep mentioning, it was exciting times for Bristol Flyers, really putting a solid team together, playing really good basketball and scoring from every quarter.
And your pick for MVP, it could have gone to a whole bunch of different players, but who've you got?
I'm going to give it to Joachim, Will Joachim, I think. And it's very tough on Anderson as well, because he had an important game as well. But Joachim, 24 points, but just so efficient around the basket. 83% field goal, 100% from three-point line, 100% from the free throw line. 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Outstanding performance for him, but shout out to Anderson as well. 22 points for him. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block as well. Tough to call between the two of them, but Joachim just edges it out for me today.
Well, that is a 12-point win for Bristol Flyers on the road in their first European game of the season. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here on YouTube tonight. Let's take a look at some of the key plays from this one. And as you see, it was a couple of nods to some of the players from Kapfenberg, because Zotov finished with 16 points, Fields finished with a double-double, 16 points and 10 rebounds, really putting in a good fight against the Flyers.
Yeah, Zotov, thoroughly impressed with him, and yeah, leading the score is 16 with Fields pulling the strings with the assists as well, 8 assists. So yeah, really getting things done, but it's a really good performance from the Flyers, defensively and offensively.
Marcus Delpesh with that big one-handed hammer. Cam Holden, triple-double watch. He had 14 points, 9 assists and 7 rebounds. Incredible game from him. Really had his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, exactly. Really getting involved early. Said a bit quieter, not deliberately on the Friday night against the Sharks, but really showing what he could do offensively. But his all-round game just strong.
Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here on YouTube this evening. The Bristol Flyers coming out on top, 90 points to 78 over the Kapfenberg Bulls. Before we go, quick reminder, if you want to watch the Flyers in action this Sunday, you can do. They take on the Leicester Riders at the SGS College Arena Sunday, September 28th. Tip-off set for 3 p.m. Tickets for that one are flying. So get your tickets right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. Then if you want to see the Flyers next in European action, they take on Donna Groningen from the Netherlands on Wednesday, October 8th. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off local time in the UK. Of course, you can watch that game on Bristol Flyers YouTube channel as well. But do get tickets for that one, bristolflyers.co.uk. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here this evening. The Bristol Flyers with a big win over Kapfenberg Bulls. For Gareth Till, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.